Europe's biggest missile maker is profiting from bombs that are killing children in Gaza. Yes, that's what it boils down to right now. Whether or not some people like it to put it that way or not. An explosive investigation by British daily The Guardian reveals how parts made in Europe end up in weapons raining down on Palestinian families in Gaza. But the question is, how exactly are European companies tied to this devastation? Who is making money off Gaza's bloodshed? And why aren't heads rolling in Europe? Those are our big questions tonight. The investigation names Europe's biggest missile manufacturer, MBDA. The company makes key parts for bombs used by Israel in airstrikes that have killed hundreds of civilians, including women and children in Gaza. It traced the supply chain of the GBU-39 bombs, which uses wings manufactured at an MBDA-owned factory in Alabama, USA. Now, these wings we're talking about, it unfolds after launch, guiding the bomb precisely to its target. Profits from this US arm of the company reportedly flow back to MBDA offices in the UK and then to its headquarters in France. Last year, MBDA, it rather paid a lot of money to other countries because of the drones that is being used against Europe. So the company makes key parts for bombs, which is eventually used by Israel in airstrikes that have killed hundreds of civilians, including children in Gaza. The Guardian report verified 24 airstrikes using the GBU-39, each killing civilians, including children. In one attack this May, a bomb tore through a school sheltering families in Gaza City, killing 36 people. Half of them were children. Both Amnesty International and the UN have flagged such attacks as potential war crimes, saying that no warnings were given before strikes on schools or tent camps. In September last year, UK's Foreign Minister David Lammy also suspended some weapons export licenses to Israel, citing a clear risk of serious violations of international law. But rights groups say that these measures were too little, too late, and it filled with loopholes. Remember, under international humanitarian law, attacks on civilian infrastructure like schools and hospitals are strictly prohibited. Armies are required to minimize harm to civilians, and failing to do so amounts to war crimes. Quite clearly, all these rules are being violated almost daily. These bombs, the GBU-39s, are small by military standards, under 250 pounds each. They're designed to destroy one or two floors while leaving the rest of the building standing. The US State Department has reportedly encouraged their use as an alternative to heavier bombs that flatten entire blocks. But inside enclosed shelters, like in this case of the densely populated camps in Gaza, they create lethal fireballs. The first attack reportedly took place in November last year. That's when these bombs hit the densely populated Burej refugee camp. Multiple buildings collapsed. 9 children died instantly, but the death toll kept rising as bodies were pulled from the rubble. Then, in May this year, the bombs were used in one of the deadliest attacks of the war when Israeli jets struck the Kuwaiti peace camp 1 in Rafah, igniting fires that spread rapidly through rows of tents. Amnesty International reported horrific scenes, a woman and a toddler decapitated by bomb fragments. That attack had killed 45 people and wounded 249. Israel claimed it was targeting a Hamas compound and said a secondary explosion from munitions stored nearby may have caused the fire. Amnesty, however, accused Israel of failing to distinguish between civilians and military goals, calling for war crimes investigations. Now, weapons experts say that the GBU-39s are almost always sold with MBDA's patented diamond-back wings, which guide them precisely to their targets. That means that MBDA is the sole known supplier of these wings on these bombs. And so, despite Britain's ban on some arms exports, MBDA subsidiary in Alabama, US, it continues operating unaffected. Profit from these US sales flow back to MBDA offices in UK and then to its European owners. In 2024 alone, MBDA's revenues hit $5.4 billion. Critics argue that while the UK has sanctioned Russia's arms industry, it's taken a lighter touch approach when it comes to Israel. So what we see here essentially is that MBDA is profiting from Israel's bombing. MBDA insists it complies with all national and international laws, and its code of ethics states it is committed to protecting human rights and safety. But as the war drags on, campaigners say words are meaningless without action. And as a result, Europe's missile profits remain stained with the blood of Gaza's children.